Voting is open for the 2025 Goodreads Choice Awards, and we need to talk about the elephant in the room because the books we are voting for are not the same as the books that will actually win. So today we are sharing our honest votes in every category, but we're also predicting the books that we think will win in the end. And listen, spoiler alert, we have some hot takes on the awards in general, but we're also going to get into this week's new releases and what we're reading and watching after we talk about the awards. So let's jump into it because, again, we have a lot to talk about. So as it relates to voting in the fiction category, these are all votes. Francesca and I went for Cursed Daughters, and Francesca decided to go for The Summer Storm. So let's get into what actually made it on the list. So here we have, right, these are the opening round books. Which one do you actually think will win, Francesca?
Well, so one that I have seen a lot of people, obviously we have the big name authors, right? We have the Jojo Moyes, we have the Frederick Bachman. Possible that one of those wins, but I actually think that it might, I don't know, maybe it's just me going on vibes, but actually at the top, the Lily King. I've seen that a lot. So I don't know.
I mean, I love Lily King personally, but I'm actually going to say Friedrich Bachmann. I just think Friedrich has the name recognition, and I think that's kind of where it's going to. Okay, let's jump down to historical fiction. So this is what we actually voted for historical fiction. I loved Amity because I think Amity is a one-of-a-kind historical. Fran decided to go with Chanel Clayton, but let's switch it up and see what is happening with all the other nominees and who we think might be winning this one. I mean, this one is kind of really difficult because I kind of feel Chanel Clayton, maybe a Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know. Kristen Harmel is also super popular. Where's your head at?
I'm actually thinking same like you, like the super popular. So I do think Chanel Clayton is popular, but I didn't really see anyone talk about this book. So I don't know. I would actually go with either Taylor Jenkins Reid or also another one that I saw a lot of promotion for online and maybe can be, it's the Amalfi Curse. I saw a lot of promo for that. But I'm going for the big name recognition. I mean, I don't know if that's just me being jaded, but Taylor Jenkins Reid has lots of potential here, I think, and Kristen Harmel too. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna go Kristen Harmel. I'm okay with being jaded. It is what okay. But for mysteries and thrillers, this have voted. Okay, we actually have a book in common. This is very rare. Okay, we don't normally have in common, but we do this time around. But let's look and see where the categories, the other nominees are. Listen, I'm gonna tell you all right now. It's gonna be Frida McFadden. Frida McFadden is gonna win. It doesn't matter. Personally, I was tied between the Richard Osman because I am a fan of the Thursday Murder Club. I think this is the best book since book one. So personally, I love that. I like that Karen Slaughter has a new series. Okay, the book was good. But you know what? I'm going to back Vera Wong. Does Vera Wong belong on this list with all these other contenders? No. But you know what? I love her. But I'm going to say, I think Frida McFadden. And Frida McFadden has The Tenant and The Crash and Intruder. Which one are you picking?
Listen, first of all, let me just get out my grievances here. Why do we have 3 Frida McFadden books? There are other authors that write in the mystery thriller genre. It's like all of a sudden we can't find the books. I don't know which one.
But we know
I mean, for sure, I think it's Frida. I'm leaning to The Crash, but I don't know. That's just winging it on vibes. But
winging it on vibes. You know
also that Reese Witherspoon book.
Listen, we're going to have some hot takes at the end. Okay, I'm going to just say that Reese Witherspoon is there right now.
Oh, reading that book. How is it there? Okay.
She had a big book tour, but look, I say Cosby right beside it. So I'm just going to shout him out for a bit.
For sure.
But if you're just joining us live, we are going through the Goodreads Choice Reader Awards. Let us know what you are into so far. In case you missed it, this is what we're voting for fiction. These are historical fiction votes, and we just just got to mysteries and thrillers, and Fran and I actually have a tie. But let us know some of your thoughts in the comments, okay? I see Diane, hey girlie, is here, super excited. Diane also says, I hear a lot about First Witch of Boston.
Me too. I have heard about that a lot. Mhm.
Also saying Go Amalfi, because I haven't read it yet. Lola, you know what? The Isola, that one I can see too. And Diane is also saying, I'm so behind on my TBR. I haven't read Vera Wang either. Vera Wang was fun, but here's a good one. The Tenant. The Tenant was fun. See, I haven't read the Frida books. Let me get us back.
I don't read. See, here's the thing with me. When an author is super popular, it turns me off, and nothing to do with the author. It just turns me off. So I don't read. I will read anybody that writes in the same style, but actively avoid.
Well, I am backing Lola Rue, who said The Tenant is fun. I'm going to go with your pick.
Yes.
I'm going with you. Diane says, which I agree, it's insane. An author should only get one per category.
Yes. I have another bone to pick with romance and romantic about that, but we'll get there.
Okay. Chrissy, whoa, wait, sorry, people. Chrissy says Broken Country also got a big push. So
which one was that?
So that I'm putting it back up, girl. Hold on. Who is Broken Country?
Oh my God, I need to get better glasses. It is getting to me.
Old age, people, old age. Maybe it's not this category. Maybe it's another one. But Lola Rue says, okay, Lola Rue, wait, I'm not switching. Listen, people, this is a live show, okay? Be patient with the tech. I think Francesca got kicked off here. I'll try and find her back. Here she is. Lovely. Okay, let me go back to the chat. Lola Rue says, Frida got me back into reading. I adore her. I've read about 12 of her books. Okay. Listen, Frida got a lot of people back into it. Listen, cozy season sweaters.
Listen, both of these sweaters were made by my mother. She made me bracelets too.
Listen, it is cute. Okay. I love this. We're ready for cozy season, but let's jump back into the Goodreads, because I'm telling you all, we have 15 categories. We just went through the first 3.
Yeah.
Now we have romance. Let's get into the romance. We want to hear your thoughts. This is what we voted for. Okay. This is what we voted for. I went for Carly Fortune. Francesca decided to go for Bryn Weaver. Let me tell you something right now. The romance category, I'm queuing it up for us on the back end. I was not happy with any of the books. I didn't want to vote for any of these, but this is what we have. All right. This is what we're looking at. Again, we have Ali Hazelwood is the next author with multiple books up on here. Kennedy Ryan made it. I will say this. I love Sarah Adams' Beg, Borrow, or Steal. It's part of her Kentucky thing. I enjoy that. I loved Ali Hazelwood's problematic summer romance. First Time Caller BK Borison was good. This Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry is the worst Emily Henry I have read personally. And I love Emily Henry. But you know what? I wasn't feeling any of these. Spiral by Balcabra was fun. But you know, as it relates to who's going to win, it's going to be an Ali book. That's what I'm saying. What do you think, Fran?
I mean, I also think it's going to be an Ali book, only because I would have said Emily Henry normally, but because I did see a lot of people didn't like the book this year. So I'm leaning more towards Ali as well. And I'm definitely leaning to Deep End, because I did see a lot of discourse of people, that didn't love Problematic Summer. So I'm probably leaning on Deep End winning.
I also forgot to mention that Abby Jimenez was also good. And a lot of people, I'm actually happy to see Kennedy Ryan on. Kennedy Ryan has been missing the list for years. I don't know why. Maybe it's when her books come out, but at least she's on the list this year.
Yeah. And I do think Balk also a diverse author, if I'm not mistaken. So,
I think
so we got 2. But I will say it is a very disappointing list, because in my opinion, what they've done is make a list of who are the popular authors and popular traditionally published authors, because there's also very little in terms of the super popular indie books. Hardly anything there. Pretty much Chelsea Silver.
Ooh, so Chrissy has a good point. We usually have a queer book, but this year have none. That was shocking. Facts, Chrissy, facts. Diane is also saying, is Kennedy the only diverse author? Right, but we could have more, because like Chrissy is saying, where are the queer books? Hello. I what, Lola Rue? Lola, are we the same? I think they should add a short story collections. Yes, facts.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with those. I love short story collections. So clearly we are in sync, people.
This category was a whole mess. And then there's the oh god, I forgot the name. Put back the titles.
Hold on, trying.
There's the one that's not even a romance.
Oh, I forgot. Yes. Can we talk about The Favorites by Lane
Yes,
Fargo?
The Favorites.
I actually read that book. Let me just tell you all right now.
It's
I
not
actually
a
read that book.
romance.
It's more literary,
Yeah.
people. It should not
I
be
mean, same
so.
like Abby Jimenez, really, it's more women's fiction, really.
Mhm,
So yeah, I
Agreed.
mean, this whole category would need to like be start from
It,
scratch pretty much and like rework this. I mean, Laurie Gilmore is on here, and the books are cute. I mean, it's not like they're not cute, but are they like top of the list Goodreads Choice Awards? No. And then the other one, ooh, I just realized there's also two Bring Weavers. So the one I voted for, which is the latest one that just came out a month and a half ago or something, and the one that came out earlier in the year. Like, again, can't we just be a little better with just the authors only get one book at the minimum per category? I still would feel that it's better if you only get one book in the Goodreads Choice Awards, but I know that could be a little mean, so I get it. Like, I wouldn't mind if it's like one in romance and one in audiobooks, for example, because like it's not necessarily a specific category over there. Now we're also talking about narrators and stuff, but yeah. I think this needs to just be started over.
Yeah. Erin, she said she don't know what. Thank you. Okay, Erin, got it. I don't know. Listen, technology. If you believe Mercury retrograde, that's all I'm gonna
We are
say.
in the thick of it right
We're in the
now,
thick of
and
it.
there are only technological problems since last week. I mean, last week's live was
True. That
it's
was
a
a mess. It was a mess. But we're jumping into romantic real quick. Romance was the most disappointing for me. Romantic was also as well. I decided to go with Annie Davenport with Orvish Oates. Francesca decided to go with Rachel Gillig. So let me get this up on the back end so we can browse this.
Also, while you get that up there, I'm going to try to find the GoFundMe for N.E. Davenport because she recently lost her husband. And there is a GoFundMe going around to help support her through this time. So I'm going to try and find that and put it in the description after that. But it was a very sudden thing that she lost her husband. I think it was last week or week and a half ago or something. So it's very recent.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Sending condolences, love, positive energies, prayers if you take them. I love the book. So I'm really
So go
excited.
buy the books. That's one way you can support her.
That's one way. But let's scan this. We'll include a link in the video description after the live. So this is what it's looking for with romantic. Of course, I'm just going to go real quick and say I think it's going to be a Rebecca Yarros in terms of who's win. I found it very interesting. We have the Dramone book. So we have the Julie Soto, the Lily Yu, and the Bridget Knightley. So that means it's super popular. Real quick, who do you think is going to actually win, Fran?
I'm going to throw my hat for Alchemized.
Okay, Alchemized. Okay.
I'm going to throw my hat for that one because I feel like there's enough rabid fans. And out of all the Dramani fan fictions that got republished, that was probably the most popular. Also, I didn't see anybody really loving the Irresistible, the one by Bridget Knightley. Julie Soto definitely had people talking about that one, but I don't even know how the other one made the list.
What about Silver Elite? That was big, I felt.
Well, it was big, but there was also a lot of controversy. And honestly, that book was not good. It was very mediocre.
Listen, I'm jaded, so it's definitely
if you want a better dystopian romance, go read To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke Fast. I think it was supposed to come out and it's coming out now next month or something. I read that, I loved it, and it's what Silver Elite wanted to be.
Got it.
It's like Hunger Games but for adults.
Okay. Jumping to fantasy real quick. This is what we voted for, okay? Listen, y'all are going to come for me, but it is fine. I am prepared. I'm voting for the R.F. Kuang book. Francesca decided to go for V.E. Schwab. Both are incredibly popular authors. I will go on record and say I read both books. I'm pulling up the nominees on the back end and we're going to switch now. So this is what we're looking at for fantasy. Okay. We have Joe Hill, who's always super popular. I think The Sirens, a lot of people are talking about it. Alex E. Harrow, I'm a fan of their work. Who else is up here? A Resistance of Witches. I'm surprised it made this list, but hello. And we have Holly Black. I'm going to say It's between V.E. Shaw or R.F. Kuang. That is my unpopular hot take on who might actually win. What do you think,
I
Fran?
think so, although there is hold on, scroll down. T. Kingfisher is also there. Possible
Yep, good
too.
one.
So, and
T.
also the
Kingfisher.
Stephanie Garber had such a push. Like I think it already even got a movie deal about that. So I wonder, that's another possibility. But
Definitely a possibility.
Mhm.
Let's see what's happening in the chat. Erin said, not enough coffee in the well for me today. Listen, I made matcha before I came on here. I had coffee earlier. So trust me, I get it 100%.
Yeah.
Chrissy is saying romance can have sequels because they're usually interconnected standalones with new couples, but romantic and fantasy should not have sequel. Just my opinion. Listen, we love an unpopular opinion.
100% agree, because like, why do we have every year the Rebecca? I mean, listen, Rebecca Yarros is very sweet and all of the things, but if a series already goes to that kind of level of success, which was my harp every time when there's a Sarah J. Maas, and Sarah J. Maas is going to win. It's just the next book in a series that's already massively popular, so nobody else has a chance to get in on winning. So
Yep. Okay. Erin also agrees with Chrissy, so there you go. Ooh, Erin's putting in a request. If you have time, could you do a list of books you wish had been nominated that you could have voted for? Okay, tune in next week, folks. There you go. Talk about next week. There you go. We're adding it to the calendar ASAP. Ooh, Erin also said, I did enjoy Red. So let me get that back up there. So Red City, for folks who are not familiar, is the Marie Lu. Yeah.
I like that one too. Yeah, I did not read it.
Ooh, Lola is saying Lola Rue, Kingfisher. Yes. I don't know how I blanked on that. I love T. Kingfisher, by the way. Amazing. And also, Erin, did anyone read The Raven Scholar? It looks good. Maybe.
I have not.
If anyone has read it, let us know in the comments, so we can all talk about it. Okay, let's jump into a category I am very passionate about, the one I voted for, and that is science fiction. I am incredibly passionate. Okay, so I'm ready again. Defend this one. I want Yumi Kitasai to win so bad. Salt Crop is I think her third book. Listen, every book slaps. The Stardust Grail was her last one. I love that one. Recommended it in the guide. And I'm trying to remember the name of the first book. All I'm saying, Yumi is 3 for 3 for me. Okay, 3 for 3. Francesca went with K.M. Fajardo. I think that's how that is pronounced. Let me get the science fiction nominees up on screen for us. So this is what we have. Hold, let me get it so we can scroll. Okay, so who do I think will win? That's what we're focused on right now. Who do we think will win? First of all, I don't think Leila Leilami should be here. This is dystopian. It's more literary dystopian. So that should not be there, first and foremost. Brilliant book, but again, should not be here.
Although I think that was going to be my pick for who I think will win, because from the little bit that I have seen of people talking about who they think or whatever, that's been a popular choice.
Okay.
And you know that people don't care about the actual definitions of genres. So
okay, listen, it's a brilliant. Okay, I'm not fighting the book. I recommended this book early in the year in my reading guide. It is brilliant, but I'm backing Yumi right now. So I'm going to be in my delusional world and say Yumi is going to win. All right, we're speaking it into being. Another category I am passionate about, that unfortunately there are books in there that don't belong, is horror. Now, when it came to the horror vote, I struggled because this book I voted for is not traditionally horror. It is gothic fiction, but I still voted for it because I love the author. It's Silvia Moreno Garcia. I went with The Bewitching. Again, I know it's not true horror, it's gothic horror. Francesca went with The Haunting of Pain Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. Let's get the nominees up on screen for horror. So this is what we have. We have Isabella Cana, brilliant author, great books. We have Grady Hendrix. Who else do we have? We have Stephen King. Listen, I love the Stephen King Never Flinch. I will never vote for Stephen King on principle, just because, Stephen King doesn't need my vote. Loved it, but Stephen King doesn't need my vote. You Weren't Meant to Be Human was one of the books in my fall reading guide. Read and loved one. We always will have a Stephen Graham Jones. Love that. Rachel Harrison writes horror for me, but this was my least favorite book by her. I've read other books that were great. It is okay. We don't abandon our favorite authors. But Fran, who do you think is actually going to win?
Stephen King. I mean, doesn't that happen every time? No matter what this man puts out and no matter who else votes, like he's just the default that's going to win. Now, do I think it should be somebody else? Like, again, give some chance to people, but
the reality.
Okay. Will be Stephen.
We have to live in the reality. You let us know in the comments what your reality is. Chrissy says, hold on, sorry. I saw The Compound a lot. Where was that again? What genre is that? I don't remember.
I think that was sci-fi.
I think so too. Yeah. I can't resist Morena Garcia either, Erin. Listen, I'm just gonna, we know it probably won't win the category, but I'm just backing it. I guess Lola Rue agrees as well. All right, we're gonna push on to debut novels. Now, debut novels, it's a mishmash of everything. I'm actually gonna go with The Irish Goodbye. I know that was a recent read with Jenna Pick. I did not read it in time for my fall guide. I read it after, but it is so well done. So I'm going to back that one. Francesca is going with When the Tides Held the Moon. Let me get all nominees up on screen. So this is what we have for debut. Again, open mind, folks. This is going to be a mismatch. A lot of these books I loved. I loved Woodworking. That was great. Homeseeking by Carissa Chen was in my winter reading guide at the top of the year. Lynch, another great book, also read with Jenna Book Club pick. I think Jenna and I have a lot in common. The Names by Florence Knapp. I remember that was May because I had that in my summer reading guide. That book came out in May, really good. The Original Daughter by Jemima Way. That's another great book. So there are lots of good books here, but who do you think will win in the end? Alchemized?
Again, the thing is that the fan base is going to be voting and they mobilize. They are active, they are online, and they're going to be click.
All right.
I think so.
Okay. Well, we're jumping straight into
Which, if that turns out to be true, that means that Alchemized is going to win 2 categories, as what I'm predicting is wild. But anyway, let's continue.
Here's another category where Francesca and I agreed, and that is audiobooks. We actually agreed on audiobooks. Audiobooks, again, is a mismatch. Let me get up our nominees for us so we can browse together.
By the way, we did our picks completely separate, and then we just matched up our screenshots, and we're like, oh.
Yes, that's how that went down. Here are the audiobook notes. Again, this is a mismatch, okay? We have Emily Henry, we have Tina Knowles with Matriarch, Taurus Season, The Brain Weaver, S.A. Cosby, King of Ashes. We still have Harry Potter up in here years later. We have Alchemized again, so this is a third category. Rebecca Yarros, Friedrich Bachman, the Karen Slaughter book. Who do you think? Oh, Taylor Jenkins Reid. Look at me skipping over that. Kamala Harris's, what do you call that? Memoir. Sister Wife. I don't know the sister wife of it all. Awake by Jen Hatmaker. I'm not familiar.
Okay, so here's my take on this one. And normally I would say Alchemized, like I've been saying. I actually think it's going to be Onyx Storm because that's a way bigger fan base.
Oh.
So I'm going to go. And actually, so when it comes to audiobooks, I haven't read this series. When the first book came out and I was thinking about it, do I read it or not? Everybody was telling me, you have to read it. You have to listen to the audiobook. Like, don't try to read it, just listen to it. So I think that the fan base is very much behind the audiobook of the series. So I'm throwing the hat for Onyx Storm on this one as opposed to Alchemized, but I could be wrong.
I'm going to be controversial. And I'm going to say the books we picked is going to win. I think The Pride and Prejudice is going to come through. Jane Austen's 250th birthday. I'm going to go on a limb and say not more people, but a lot of people have Audible or will get it just to listen to it. I think nothing beats a Jane Austen fandom. All right. Nobody beats the Austen fandom.
I mean, I am part of that fandom. I don't know if I can live in that.
Listen, let me live in
the fan base. Here's 3 fan bases on this, 4 fan bases on that list. Emily Henry, Rebecca Yarros, Taylor Jenkins Reid, and Alchemized. Like, those 4 fan bases are crazy.
Listen, let me live in my Delulu. Let me live in my Delulu.
I mean, I appreciated what they did with it. And I would like for it to win.
Listen, audiobooks is tricky, but I'm going to go and say people have been celebrating Jane all year.
Yeah.
I think people will consume the content.
Yeah.
I'm being Delulu. Do I think it really is going to win? Probably not, but let me live in my Delulu. Chrissy says audiobooks is such a weird category. I think they should always be full productions and full cast, not just regular audios with one narrator.
I agree.
Listen.
If we're going to give an award for audiobook, it should be on the merit of the production value of the audiobook. So, unless that narrator is like, I mean, I haven't, as much as I like some narrators, I don't think that there's any. Also, I actually started listening to graphic audios this year, which I have really enjoyed. So there should have been a graphic audio. But yeah.
Okay, Irene is saying, why do you think the audiobook is considered better than text for Onyx Storm?
You know, I don't know necessarily why people were leaning so heavy on that. I think, again, I haven't read it, so don't quote me. But from what I have heard, it can be wordy. So when you're going through it in regular text and reading it, you might lose some interest in it. So when you're listening to it, you can either speed it up or it might retain your attention a little bit better. So
Listen, Chrissy says, I'm with Francesca. I live in a cynical reality and think the popular authors will win, especially Alchemite. Listen, I agree, but I'm going to go on the limb and dream a little bit. Y'all come dream with me and say, Jane.
I mean, I would like to, but you know what? It happens every year and we're always in this crap. So
I know.
Got to live with our feet on the ground.
So we've ran through 10 categories. We have 5 left. Let's get into them. So they split young adult. So we have young adult fantasy. So that's one category. I decided to go with Oathbound and Francesca decided to go with A Forgery of Fate. Let me get our nominees up on. So these are the people we're working with. Who do you think is going to win? I will go on a limb and say I am disappointed with this list. I've been in my white bag and I am not happy with the picks I've been getting this year. I did recommend The House Sapphire by Marissa Mayer. That is in my fall reading guide. I read that. I did enjoy it. I'm going to say, I think, however, Sunrise on the Reaping is going to take it. I'm just saying.
Same.
So that's where we're at. Yeah. Young adult fiction. So for young adult fiction, I voted for Sisters in the Wind. And Fran went with Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how I missed that when I was voting, but yeah, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. So let's see the other nominees as well, because, you know, sometimes your girl misses things. So this is what we're working with. We have Lynn Painter, who's a staple. You know, you always see Lynn Painter. Julie Soto as well. Who else is a big name that I'm missing right now? We have some books here. I'm kind of disappointed with this crop, but who do I think is going to win?
Wasn't there an E. Lockhart? Yes. Maybe.
I was thinking Julie Soto.
That would be my second
pick.
choice.
Yeah. All right.
But I am surprised fully with this list.
Okay. I'm not pleased. Jumping into nonfiction. Okay. I love this book. I actually am recommending books that I read and loved. I love Murderland. It was really good. It really gets into the serial killers of it all. I think I recommended this in my summer reading guide. Francesca went with Everything is Tuberculosis. Let's get the rest of the nominees up on our screen share and we're switching out. So these are the nominees. Okay. Mel Robbins is here. I think this is like the second category for Mel Robbins. James Patterson is there. Everybody has that name. Ooh, Imani Perry's book is actually it's actually good. I also enjoyed the book of Alchemy, but we're looking at, I'm gonna go on a limb and maybe predict a Mel Robbins win for non.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, again, name recognition is what I would say. So either the Mel Robbins, James Patterson, or John Green. Even if people didn't, because that's the Everything is Tuberculosis is a John Green book. So that's probably what I would say.
That makes sense.
Which is a fascinating read, by the way.
That makes sense. Okay, jumping to memoir. I actually went with Miss Tina, and I think Miss Tina has the biggest name recognition. Francesca went with Careless People. I'm currently switching to, where is it? Memoir. Here we go. So our nominees for memoir are many. We have the Elizabeth Gilbert. Listen, I think who read this? Oprah Book Club read the Elizabeth Gilbert. Listen,
Wasn't there something controversial about that book, though?
yes, but
I can't remember now, but
is.
yes,
I
recognition again. Yeah, very strong possibility there.
We also have Amy Griffin with The Tell. Malala. I haven't read this Malala book, everyone. I didn't. Who else has name recognition? We have Cher up here. Who else? Kamala Harris has name recognition. Tina Knowles. Listen, I love you, Lee. The last book down here. I read this. This is great. But Lee is known to us literary girlies. Okay. I don't think she has the general name recommendation recognition. I'm gonna go and say it's gonna be Elizabeth Gilbert or Miss Tina. I don't know. That's my feeling.
I think either one of those would be my prediction.
Chrissy said maybe the Alison Stoner in the memoir. I could see that. All right, let's switch to what category am I in? Why isn't this moving? Last category after memoir is or history and biography. Now, I actually read my vote. I voted for A Marriage at Sea, a true story of love, obsession, and shipwreck. Absolutely brilliant. This reads like a novel. Francesca went with How to Kill a Witch. So let me get our last category up on screen. We have history and biography. Here we go. Oh, nope, wrong one. Share screen. There we go, people. All right. So we have Jane Austen's bookshelf, which I didn't get around to reading, but I'm looking forward to. We have we have a Stephen Greenblatt. For people who love history and biography, that's a very common name. Rick Atkinson as well. Who else is over here? We have the books we voted for next to each other. 1929. Oh yes, everyone. This is about the financial crisis of that time when people were legit jumping out of buildings. That guy has been doing interviews all over the place about the book. Mark Twain by Ron Chernow. I read that book and love that book. It is great. We also have a James Baldwin book up here as well. Who do I think is going to win though?
I'm torn between again, I'm trying to predict name recognition and who people would vote for. I'm either thinking that they'll go with the Jane Austen, because going again on your assumption that Jane Austen is fresh in the minds of people, or James Baldwin.
Oh, interesting take.
That would be my prediction.
All right. Well, let us know your predictions in the comments. Okay, replay crew, we'd love to hear from you as well. We have our live chat crew chiming in. Let me see, what have I missed? What are comments that I have missed? Okay, let's go back here. So Sunrise on the Reaping, we agree will probably take the win.
Yeah.
According to Chrissy also says YA always is good with the queer books, but that is not always reflected in adult. But sci-fi this year had a handful, and horror as well was good. Yes and yes. Erin says it's interesting to me that YA does seem to lead the charge.
Always.
Can I stick a pin and just say YA is always leading the charge? I'm also going to throw in children's books.
Yeah.
There's so many children's books winning right now. I mean, from the little babies, the middle grade, those books are winning. I have a cart right here with books I'm excited to recommend to you all as gift guide picks. And just to round out the year, I do think there's something freeing in that side of the genre. I feel passionate about that as well. Chrissy's saying, yep, John Green will probably win. How did I blank on this one? Fran brought it to the forefront though. Facts. Erin gives me hope for the future despite being Gen X and allergic to hope. Listen, we can be allergic. We need to be hopefully Delulu.
I'm so allergic. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm trying to be in the Delulu. Okay. Oh yeah, I did mention the Alison Stoner in the memoir. Erin says, I want James Baldwin to win, but I suspect Chernow will win. See, that is interesting. I did read that book. I think I probably recommended that this summer for the Mark Twain. Hear me out. I think the timing of that Mark Twain book is just because a lot of people are talking about Huckleberry Finn because of, James and this and that. I think there are a lot of things that might point to churn out. Plus, there's that name recognition.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm hoping for anything. I will take the wild cards at any moment. But before we leave, let me just not leave. Before we get off this topic, when is the dates again for the? We're gonna come back. I think it's after Thanksgiving thereabouts, or right before Thanksgiving. We're gonna get the second round. So we're gonna go live for that for sure. I don't have the date up in here. See, this is how I'm not prepared, folks. But stay tuned, stay tuned. And I think we're gonna take up Erin on the books we wish were on the list. Okay. And then we'll go from there. But yes, so stay tuned, folks. But we have a packed show. We have a lot to go through. Can you believe we were just talking all about Goodreads? We still have to get into this week's new releases.
We'll go quick through that. We'll go quick through that.
And we're watching. Listen, we've been talking a lot today. However, let me just readjust things here on my back end to jump into this week's new releases. So we will be sharing 6 books each a piece on new books that have come out this week, November 9th through to November 15th this year. So first on my list is An Academic Affair. I read this one. I enjoyed it. We have 2 rival English professors who fake a marriage to secure, this position in their work. But of course, they discover pretending to love each other is just, a farce. They actually like each other. It's a romance, okay? Then we have The Amber Glow Candy Store by Hayoko Kurisu. Odds are I butchered that name, but listen, this is delightfully cozy, escapist, borderline magical realism. We have a mysterious fox spirit that runs this moonlight candy shop, and every customer, every time they come in, a sweet forces them to confront their lives and truths and things they've been avoiding in their lives. We also have new this week, Not You Again by Erin LaRosa. I personally haven't read this one, but it says there's 2 people in a chaotic time loop. This is on my TBR this week, but this is out and new. Also out this week is The Sunshine Man by Emma Stonex. This one I read, and listen, it is a ride. It's a thriller, but it's more literary in vibes. And we have a woman who is hunting her sister's killer, and she ends up in this, cat and mouse chase with this man who had some dealings with her family in the past, and he has secrets and she has secrets. It's a whole mess, but it's so good. Next up, we have Next Time Will Be Our Turn by Jessica Tonto. I personally haven't read this one, but it's about a grandmother sharing with her granddaughter, her life story and her love story and everything to help her granddaughter now understand, her life and her future. So that's on my TBR. And also out this week is Revenge Served Royal by Celeste Connolly. This is supposed to be a cozy mystery. I haven't read it. This is book 3 in a series. I haven't read this series, but it looks cute because I'm just discovering it now at book 3, but it's like Agatha Christie meets like the royal family kind of cozy mystery vibe. So those are my 6 books on my list. But I know Francesca has some book recommendations as well. So I'm excited to hear about the books that are on your list, Fran.
Yeah, so the first one is The Seventh Champion by Sylvia Sidis. So this is romantic, but more like slow burn, a little bit in vibe. And it's basically our heroine is a dragon princess, and there's some trials to basically marry her off. That's what her family is doing. And she ends up meeting with this one guy. She thought it was a bodyguard, but it turns out it was actually this guy that's an assassin. He went there to kill her. Things didn't work out in the moment where she found him. So he unveils his identity. He is actually a prince, and he joins the competition. Now, she didn't want to do any of that, so she wants to escape. And it's kind of a cute story where she's very strong and, trying to like do her own thing and go away. So she's a healer. He's an assassin. It's got a nice dynamic. And also, Sylvia Mercedes was on the blog this week recommending some slow burn romantic, her top 5, which was really fun. There's one in there that I absolutely love. So I have a link in the show's description if you want to check out her favorites. Then the next one that I am actually in the middle of reading already is Your Knife, My Heart by K.M. Moronova. So this one we have a killer. So it's kind of like military dark romance. The guy is part of this elite organization. He is like the super killer, like, no feelings and everything. And the heroine gets assigned, it's the new recruit. She gets assigned to the unit, and he has to kind of like guide her in. And, things ensue from there, a little bit of chaos, questionable morals. The next one is another mafia dark romance. It's Indulged by Luna Mason. Now, this one is about a mafia arranged marriage or marriage of convenience, but the heroine is engaged to this one guy, and it ends up where she's kind of having a relationship with his twin as well. So I don't know, but I saw the promos for this before, like a couple of months ago, and I immediately marked it on my TBR because I'm like, that sounds like a whole ass mess. So I need to read that. And I think that comes out either today or tomorrow. The next is Janet Evanovich. I mean, I used to love every Janet Evanovich book that comes out, and I went off for a little bit, but this one sounds good. It's a artifact heist caper. And it's basically the heroine with her ex-husband going along with it. So that sounds really good, especially as in, we're dealing with the Louvre heist. So I think that it's very opportune timing, and it's kind of like Ocean's 11. So I'm excited for that. Then there's A Matter of Murder by Tirzah Price. So this is Lizzie Bennet and Mr. Darcy solving murders together. So it's a cozy murder mystery with them, solving cases, and it's a whole series. So there's other books already in that series. And the last, it's So My Ex-Boyfriend is a Serial Killer by Kylie Scott. Now, this one I read months ago because it originally released as an audiobook. So this is just the ebook release of it. And the heroine, her ex-boyfriend, ended up getting caught as a serial killer. He's in jail, but everybody in the town thinks that she had something to do with it. And this is the romance between her and her next door neighbor as she's dealing with, maybe some other bodies coming up now and people thinking that it was actually her all along. So those are my 6 books, 6 new releases for this week.
Yes, exciting new releases. Yes, lots of great books. We're putting up on screen, okay, or a little chart of new releases. So they're all numbered. So let us know in the chat, okay? If you're watching live, let us know in the live chat. If you're watching the replay crew, we want to hear from you as well. Let us know the new releases that have caught your eye, that you're like, yes, I'm going to add this to my TBR. So for me, on my TBR would be number 4, that Erin La Rosa, that sounds interesting. The Jessie Sutanto, book sounds super interesting as well. I would pick 5, but it would mean I want to go read the other 2 books first. So from my list, I'm definitely going to say 4 and 6, but from Francesca's list, number 11 is on my list. Number 11 is on my TBR. 10 sounds super interesting, but how many books are in that one?
I think there's got to be at least 3 before.
3 before? Okay.
If I remember correctly, yeah, maybe more. It's been going on for several years.
Oh, I'm just hearing about it. But what books are on your TBR? What sounds interesting?
So for sure, I already had the number 4 on my TBR because it sounds really cute. And I did read her books last year, I think. So definitely that sounds good. I definitely will add number 8 from my list to my TBR. Like I said, Janet Evanovich and I have a love-hate relationship lately, so we'll give her a try. But I definitely think number 6 is also a high contender for the TBR because I love Jessica Hughes, and that sounds like a heartwarming story for sure. Comfort. We need comfort.
Yeah, we need comfort. Erin is going with 11, 12, and 2. 2 fun. I read 2. It's nice. It's escapist, a little magical realism in the mix. Chrissy is saying 6 and 11 sounds great. I love these combinations. Yes. Yeah, definitely. I love it. And they're opposites too. So those are on my TBR as well. So that's it for this week's new releases. Again, if you're watching the replay crew, we'd love to hear from you as well. And we also want to shout out Brown Girl Reading. Hey, Dee Dee.
Hi, Dee.
Hope you're doing good over there, girl. And as we are wrapping new releases, we're going to jump into the What We're Reading segment. And I don't have much to report to you all. I'm really stewing on my winter reading guide, the books I've been reading for that. However, coincidentally, and it is not timed, all right, but I was listening to I'm not making this up. So it was fresh in my mind when Goodreads Awards just kind of came out this week. I was like, oh, perfect timing. Well, let me tell you something. I am loving this cast. So I am here to endorse this version of Jane. And, again, just in time for Jane 250. But what is on your reading list? What have you been reading? What have you been loving?
So the first thing is I finished over the weekend Cold Wire by Chloe Gong, which came out last week. I talked about it in the new releases. And I picked up the audiobook immediately while I was doing my planning, playing with my planner. Love this book. So it's very, it's kind of like virtual reality. So our heroine technically, not going to spoil it, but there's like the real world, and then they get plugged in a little bit Matrix style, and then they go into the virtual reality. And she has to work for an organization that it's very much like the kind of like the corporation that oversees everything and the surveillance and all of the stuff of all the civilians. And so she works for them, and they are trying to go and capture this rebel that is trying to, start some stuff. So it's basically her working with her organization, and then that rebel captures her and forces her to be a spy for them. So like he sets her up in this thing. When I tell you that this was so much fun, if you like all the virtual reality, but also the little bit more dystopian elements, like this needs to be a movie. It was just so good. There's a cliffhanger at the end. I cannot wait for book 2. So I'm really excited for this one. And then the one that I am currently reading, I picked it up because of vibes. It comes out next week. And this week we had like we might see the Northern Lights. So I was like, I saw a book that's coming out that has the Northern Lights. Let me pick that up because, in Florida, we don't really get to see them. So it's Secret Nights and Northern Lights, which is basically a second chance romance. The heroine goes on this assignment, kind of like a travel journalist writer. And she's been trying to get her big break. She gets an assignment to go for someone else to Iceland. And this photographer goes with her, is assigned to go with her. And it happens to be her ex, who was also, it's an ex that nobody knows they were together because it's her brother's best friend. So off they go to Iceland, and it's just them reconnecting and, the beautiful scenery and all of the things. So it's probably great for like the winter season. It's cozy so far, so I'll report back on how I end up liking it.
I'm gonna spoil it. I loved it first. I loved it. So if she doesn't like it, I don't care. I loved it. But that's it for what we're currently reading. You let us know in the comments what you are reading as well. Chrissy says the Northern Lights one has piqued my interest. Listen, I loved it. It was fun. I had a good time with it, and it's perfectly timed because everyone's sharing pictures right now. But I think it's a great winter read.
Yeah,
I would definitely add it to a winter reading list.
Yeah. And plus also different settings. Like, aren't we tired of always reading about the same settings and the same things? So so far it's been refreshing to see other things.
Yeah, I had fun with it. It was incredibly delightful. But let us know in the comments what you're reading as well. Replay crew, want to hear from you as well. Erin is saying same, read Northern Lights. Listen, we need something different.
Yes.
We need something different for sure. All right. So wrapping things up, we are jumping into the what we're watching bit, because listen, we read, but we also watch things on telly, and it's storytelling. It's all storytelling in the end. So I've been reporting to you all week in, week out on the Great British Baking Show, because this has been my appointment television Friday evening. I'm on the couch and I'm just watching it, and I love it. It's a great way for me to unwind. And unfortunately, we have come to the end. So of course we start with, how many bakers do we always start with? Like a dozen of them? I don't remember. Y'all can count them on screen. That's this year's crop. But you start with a whole bunch of bakers. And I think the thing I love about this show is, don't come for me, but unlike American, competition shows, this is like competition, but these are people helping each other. You know what I mean? Like if someone needs, extra this or that, or does anyone have, a knife or a measuring spoon? It doesn't matter. Like they're sharing and they're helping, and I love it. So it's like, it's a competition, but you can tell they make lifelong friendships here. Last week, I did say we were down to the final. These were our final 3. That gal in the middle was in medical school, doing her medical school exams while doing Bake Off. Again, blew my mind. The guy I know, it's insane. The guy to the left on your screen, he is the one who I thought should have left like 2 competitions ago. If y'all were here and I was saying, or Short King, okay, because we call it as we see on British television, the Short King left and I was gutted. I felt he should have left instead of Short King. And then we had Toby, who left after that. And I felt, no, he should have left. Well, listen, he redeemed himself in the final. I was very impressed with his piece. And then the guy to our right, listen, he is a great baker. I don't know how he ended up in the final, but I was so happy for him because low key, I was cheering for him. And I'm not going to tell you all the winner just in case you want to watch. But in the final three, the person who won was the person we knew was always going to win in the beginning. But I love Bake Off. I do. There's just something about it that provides comfort when the world is in chaos. So that's kind of where I am with what I'm watching. And
also totally missed opportunity because I counted and they had 12 contestants and it's a baking show. It should have been a baker's dozen and it should have been 13.
Good catch there. Yeah,
they're 12.
Let me tell you, it's 10 weeks in the tent. That has been standard since the beginning. So the last one, you're going to have 3. So that means each week you have to eliminate. So that would be 9.
They could just add 1 week.
So 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what? They could have given us, they could add a week.
First week 2 go home. Something.
Or no, let 2 go near
I think Project Runway used to do that. Like the first week, sometimes it was like, oh, I think 2 people go home. Like there were always once in a while people like, oh, 2 go home this week.
Yes, I think
missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity for sure. Let me just hop to the comments real quick. If technology will let me. Okay, so Dee Dee was saying she was reading Bleak House, The Romantic, and Narrative of Sojourner of Truth. So that's what Dee Dee is reading. So you'll need to share with us what you're reading as well. Also, Erin, here we go with the chat. Erin is saying, I've been trying to finish series and rereading Wayward Children for coziness. Work is being a pain, so my brain is tired. I get that. I get that 100%. Great British Baking Show. Yes. Yes. Snaps for Great British Baking Show. Erin says it is so much less drama. Where did that comment go? Oh, here we go. It's so much less drama. I love that about this one. American shows seem to on highlight, which is, let me tell you. Yes. And that is coming from a Housewives fan. Okay. I do, but Ian is the short king, people. I keep calling him the short king, but then, okay, we love our short king. Yes, Ian was great. I loved Ian. Dee Dee says they still aren't showing it on Netflix France. Huh?
It's been going for a while.
It's over now. Well, they were dripping it to us week by week. Now the series is complete. You should get this. Hello. Hello. And Dee said, short kings can get, yes, married to a short king. Yes. I got to put Ian back up on screen. Is number 1, 2, 3 in the front row. He's seated. He's a gentleman seated from to right. Listen, we love a short king. And Ian was great on the show. He will be missed. And I've been savoring, Chrissy says, I've been savoring Nobody Wants This last week. All right. Yes, we love the recommendations. And on the notes of, American TV being chaotic, I have been watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is chaos. I ain't getting into that this week. And I'm also watching Real Housewives of Potomac, which is also chaos. But I'm telling you, Salt Lake is the ultimate chaos. But Fran, what are you watching?
I am bringing all the mess this week. All the mess. So because I actually started watching, so last week I finished the Interview with the Vampire series. I did start watching The May for Witches, but I took a break. I am finishing it now. We'll talk about that next week. But I ended up randomly picking up some stuff because, I like to watch shows that are from other countries. So my Netflix is like, what about this? So I picked up the Rules of Fortune series, Rulers of Fortune series. Now, I think this is a brand new release, 2025, and it is kind of like crime organization, not necessarily cartel, but like crime organization in Brazil. Now, the guy there in the middle, he is just an up and coming, he is not part of the main houses that are like in the club, but he wants to be, so he's working his way in and he's doing what he has to do to get there. And of course, there's the whole thing, like as you're going through the series, that the big secret is that he is actually the son of one of the wives from the main guys. So she's been helping him, but like on I need your help, but not necessarily like she's telling him that you're my son. So I want to help you get in there. It's messy. It's ridiculous, but it was a good time. It was a messy good time. And it is, set in Brazil and you're seeing all the locations, which that was nice and entertaining. And the second book that I did, show that I did enjoy more is Amsterdam Empire. Now, this one is about this guy. He has a coffee shop chain. So he's like one of the main guys in Amsterdam with a coffee shop selling pot. And the wife, so he's been cheating on his wife, and the wife finds out, and he decides that, he's in love with the mistress, so he's going to leave her. And the wife is like, oh, but I've been here for like 30 years and I've helped you build all this shit. And so he's trying to like buy her out of the divorce for like $20 million. And she's like, no, I want the whole thing. And she goes on a revenge rampage doing all these crazy things to him. And I was the whole time cheering, like, yes, girl. Get him. Like, she's reporting where he's got the grow farm, and like the police are coming to, like, it got messy. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously it is set in Amsterdam, so like it was fun. The whole family's messy, but like I was cheering for this woman to get her thing in the end. So that I did enjoy that. It was fun.
It sounds so messy, but good. Listen, if you think you're gonna leave and I'm just gonna take whatever you're giving me, no,
she was like, oh. No.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that, miss. There you go, Netflix.
Oh, God.
Yes, giving us all the best. Oh my gosh. Erin is fighting for Didi. How dare France? We need baking show. We need baking show. Welcome to Derry is so good. I had that on my list because I just love the Stephen King book set. I love the town of Derry. I just haven't got around to it, so I think I might give it a go. Asking, have you watched Frankenstein on Netflix?
No, but it's on my list.
I haven't watched it yet.
Because also the Jane Austen Ruin My Life is on my list, which is a movie. So that's also on my immediate watch list. But yeah, both of those.
This is a Frankenstein version that was in cinemas and now on Netflix. Right. It's that new one.
I think so.
Okay. We are adding it to the watch list. But again, if you're watching the replay crew, let us know what you have been watching and loving in the comments. Now, here's the thing. If you just joined us, we're at the end of the live. We're wrapping things up now, but we went through the Goodreads Choice Awards. So if you haven't already, again, now is a great time. Just go back to the beginning, catch up on that. We went through each category. We shared all the books we voted for because we voted already. We took the screenshots, we came with the receipts, but we also shared who we actually think is going to win, because who we vote for doesn't mean, that's who's going to win. We also got into this week's new releases, what we're reading and what we're watching. And we do this every Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time. So mark your calendars, okay? If you're at work, get the little earbuds in. If you're in the cubicle, whatever you're doing, tune in or join the replay crew. Because again, the replays are there as we end the live. So yeah, subscribe to our channels, like the video, and we're looking forward to seeing you all next week. Bye, everyone.